Yep.
Mark Twain said, there are two kinds of public speakers. First, they're the nervous. Second, they're the liars. Even Mark Twain, back in his day, recognized that most everyone, when they speak in public, they get nervous. You know, recently, a few years back, there was a poll of Americans, and they asked, what is your number one fear? What did they say? Public speaking. What was number two? Death. What? Stephen would rather die than give a speech. Or as Jerry Seinfeld would say, if the average American went to a funeral, they'd rather be in the coffin than to give the eulogy.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So all Americans, we all recognize that speaking in public can be very uncomfortable. Well, how do you improve your public speaking? How do you get over your fear? You can take a class here at Northwest Indian College, and that might be great. But what happens when you're done with the class? You can do what a lot of people are doing now. They go to YouTube. You check out some YouTube videos. I'm not sure how much you'll improve when you do that. Or you can join a Toastmasters club. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. In the next few minutes, I'd like to talk to you about what is Toastmasters, what are the guiding principles, what are some of the benefits. Let's start with what is Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a group of people from a community or a corporation who get together to practice their public speaking, communication, and leadership skills in a safe, positive, supportive community, utilizing the Toastmasters educational program. And within the Toastmasters educational program, there's two tracks. There's the leadership track and there's a communication track. And each of these has 10 projects or 10 speeches. Once you complete them, you become a confident communicator and a competent leader. And you utilize this education within a Toastmasters Club meeting. And Toastmasters Club meetings meet either once a week or 2 to 3 times a month. And each meeting usually lasts about an hour to an hour and a half. And the goal of every meeting is to get every member speaking to the club at least one time. Whether that's an introduction, or you can give a 5 to 7 minute speech, or you can do an evaluation of a speech. You can participate in table topics, which is 1 to 2 minutes of impromptu speaking, or you can give a report as a role player, counter, grammarian, or general evaluator. But the whole idea of Toastmasters is that you get the opportunity to present to a group of people in a very supportive environment. Now recognize that Toastmasters has been around for over 90 years. There have been over 4 million Toastmasters. And currently, there are 350,000 active members in 16,000 clubs in 135 countries. It is truly an international organization. And all those clubs follow the following 4 Toastmaster guidelines. First, you learn by doing. When you go to a Toastmasters meeting, you're going to observe, you're going to listen, and you're going to present. That's the only way you're going to learn, is by doing, presenting. Second, the program is self-paced. So I've seen people go through these 10 speeches in as quickly as 2 months, and take as long as 6 years. But you go at your own pace. No one pushes you. We may encourage you to do speeches, but you go through the program at your own pace. Third, you will be evaluated. You'll have evaluations. The evaluations will be verbal, so a more experienced Toastmaster will evaluate your speech. Also will be written, and in some clubs we actually tape the speeches so that you can give you an evaluation of yourself. But evaluation is very important. And fourth, mentoring. If you become a new member, you can ask the Vice President of Education for a mentor who is usually a more experienced Toastmaster. And they will help you with your first 3 speeches, as well as tell you a little bit more about the Toastmasters educational program, and help you acclimate to the culture of the club. Those are the 4 guidelines that all Toastmasters Club all over the world follow. Now for benefits. There are many benefits, but I'm going to concentrate on 3. The first benefit. If you come to a Toastmasters meeting, you come every week, I guarantee you, you're going to improve your public speaking. Because it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the more comfortable you feel. So when you do your first speech, you're probably going to be really nervous, like most speakers are. But the first thing you'll notice is you don't die up here. No matter how good or how bad you feel you did, the Toastmasters Club is going to show you some love, and you're going to appreciate what you've tried. Because everyone knows coming up here is difficult. But over the course of 5 speeches, you're going to learn how to organize your speech, how to use gestures, how to use vocal variety, and you're going to begin to improve dramatically and feel comfortable up here. Because a lot of times when you first start, you're very nervous, and the problem is you can't think because you're so nervous. Once you can get over that nervousness, all of a sudden you'll recognize you can actually think up here. So that's the first. Second, you'll be more confident. If you can get over the #1 fear most people have, public speaking, just think of how much more confident you'll become in yourself. You'll be a more of an attractive person because you're more confident. And that's going to benefit you personally and professionally. And the third benefit, most people I hear always talk about, is how much more comfortable they feel in an impromptu situation. Because when you go to a Toastmasters meeting, we have table topics. Everyone loves and hates table topics because you got to give a 1 to 2 minute speech. But the more you do those table topics, the more comfortable you get speaking before a group. So when you're at a staff meeting and your boss says, "Oh, can you present on your department?" You're like, "No problem." When you have a job interview and you have all those people looking at you, it's like a Toastmasters meeting. No problem. Now for myself, I've been Toastmaster for 8 years, and when I first started, I was very nervous. I used to barely open my mouth when I talked. It was like I was practicing to be a ventriloquist or something. It was so tense, so I wouldn't open my mouth. It was very embarrassing to watch myself. Also, I used to get really bad cotton mouth, very dry, because I was so nervous. And I had so much energy. I was like the Energizer Bunny up here, running around. I still do that one sometimes. But I utilized the education program. I came to every meeting. I practiced my speeches. I got all great feedback from the evaluations. I had a mentor who helped me out. And soon I was feeling much more comfortable speaking. And I started mentoring other people. I started to become a club officer in developing my leadership skills, as well as a district officer. And so I found a lot of benefit to the program. But also what I found, it's not just an educational program, it's a social experience. My home club is Bellingham Meeting Toastmasters, and I do come to this club also. I really enjoy my clubs, and I miss it if I don't go. Because I've gotten to know everybody like I've gotten to know all of you. It's always fun to come to this club. And this educational experience of public speaking goes from terrifying to fun because you're with a group of friends. And then lastly, I found that Toastmasters is extremely value-oriented. If you took a public speaking class somewhere or did a workshop, it's going to cost you anywhere from $500 over $2,000. And then after the class, now what? You can join Toastmasters for $50 for 6 months. That's $8 a month. If you go every week, that's less than a cup of coffee to come here, work on your public speaking skills, get to know some great people, and have a great time. So if you're a guest, and you're seriously thinking about improving your public speaking, communication, and leadership skills, I think the best place to do it is at a Toastmasters Club. And there's no better place than TeTiSen Speaks Toastmasters.